Yesterday in math, we left off ready to go on to this page in our packet that has the goldfish on it, I believe. Forgot to turn this up. So we're still multiplying by sixes here. Is it okay to continue to draw an array or equal groups to help us with this? Of course it is. But we do just need to learn those multiplication facts as well, because we aren't going to be able to draw pictures to help us with our multiplication the rest of our lives, are we? No, like if you had to multiply 232 times 24, you wouldn't want to have to draw an array or equal groups to show that. All right, so looking at page 147 in our packet that we took out of our workbook, so study the example showing how to break apart the factor 6 to multiply, then solve problems 1 through 5. You're going to do this on your own, but we're going to read them together, okay? Gabriella, this is our example here. Gabriella has 2 tanks of fish. Each tank has 6 fish. How many fish does Gabriella have in all? You can use an array to show 2 times 6, just like they did over here. You can break apart the array, just like they did over here. Multiply and add the simpler parts. Remember, because if you break it apart, you have 2 separate multiplication expressions. So multiply and add, we have to add those back together, those simpler parts. Then add the products. So they said 2 times 3 plus 2 times 3. Does that go with how they broke their array apart? Yeah. So where did they get the 6 and 6 from? How did they get 6 plus 6? Raylan?
Because it's split into 6 and 6.
Oh, so you're saying here and here? Because what is 2 times 3, everyone?
6.
And what is 2 times 3, everyone?
6.
So 6 plus 6 equals 12. So then that means 2 times 6 equals 12. So Gabriella has 12 fish. All right, look at problem 1. Problem 1 says create an array. Does that mean equal groups?
No.
No. Is this an array or equal groups?
Array.
This is an array. But do you have to draw like the fancy drawings like they have there? No. So create an array to show 4 times 6. Draw a line to break apart the array into 2 smaller arrays, just like they did up here. Is it okay to look back at their example just in case your brain forgets what you need to do next? I would. So go ahead and draw your array to show 4 times 6. And then break that array into 2 smaller parts. Once you have part 1 done, just set your pencil down. All you're doing is drawing that array and drawing that line to break it into 2 smaller parts. You don't have to do the multiplication sentences yet. make sure your array really does show 4 times 6. Everyone have that? Look at part 2. Write an equation for each of your 2 smaller arrays, because you broke it in 2 separate parts, right? So you have this part over here on the left and that part over there on the right. For part 2, all you're doing is writing your 2 equations for each side of your array now. What do you need to put around those equations though? What are those called, everybody?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. What goes right in the middle of them?
A plus sign.
Yeah, that addition sign, that plus sign, because they're broken apart. So for part 2, write those multiplication equations for the 2 parts that you broke. So you have those 2 equations now, right? You have whatever times whatever plus whatever times whatever. Go ahead and solve those. Finish completely solving the problem down on 4. That's your next step, number 4.
Or 3.
Or did I say 4?
Yeah.
Sorry, 3. I was thinking 4 times 6. So I said 4. Thank you. Scary that I don't know how to count.
I know. I was like, I do 4?
Mrs. Lofink is struggling.
We all do that sometimes.
True.
I'm tired all of a sudden.
Once you have 3 completed, then turn your page. Make sure you completely solve for the product though, for the answer, to find out for sure what 4 times 6 is. Okay, we're moving on. 4, there's a lot of multiplication problems here. what I want you to do is go over to this side first, and I want you to write in the products for each of those, okay? You have in one of your folders a multiplication facts page that I had given you. I know you do. Because it looks like this. Okay, now let me see if this works better over here. Do you see where it has multiplication in this top left-hand corner? We haven't really talked about that yet, have we? Okay. So how this works. Oh, I don't want to do that. Well, there we go. So as we are learning our multiplication facts, this is going to help us out. Okay? So look back at your paper on that first side. Do you need the multiplication chart to help you find 5 times 3? If so, you can either go across and then down, or down and then across. So let's try it going down and then across, okay? So go down to 5, point to 5, and then we have to look at 3 here and meet them where they would kind of start to intersect. So on this chart, what does it say? 5 times 3 is 15. Could we write that down? I would. Oh, then there's another 5 times 3. What did we just say it is?
15.
Okay. Now, let's try 7 times 2. Could we go across to 7? Across the top, we could. It doesn't matter if we go down the left side or across the top. So across to 7, and then down. So this is always 0, and then 1, 2. So what is 7 times 2? What does our chart show us that 7 times 2 is? Did you find it?
14.
What does it equal?
14.
7, 0, 1, 2. We're on 7 times 2. We just did 5 times 3 again. We're working on the right side, remember, of our math workbook papers. All right, now find 7 times 4. And then write that down. Does it matter if you go down and then across? Or if you go across and then down? No. So I'm going to go down to 7, 4. Go ahead and continue on with those. If you're still struggling using the chart, let me know. I would think 9 times 5, you could skip count by 5s yourself. And hopefully you remember what 9 times 1 would be. Okay, then do 4 times 6. And again, 4 times 6. And then go down to 6 times 4. And 6 times 2. Okay, do you have the right side completed? Okay, we just finished all of those. Now, when we break apart numbers, what do we have to do with them?
Solve them and then add them back together.
Exactly. So we just solved them, right? These are the broken apart pieces. Now what do we need to do with these?
Add them.
All right, so what did you say 5 times 3 was, everyone?
15.
And what did you, oops, I didn't get it on my pen. And what did you say 5 times 3 was again?
15.
All right, so you had 15 and 15. What do we need to do with those two? We're going to add them just off to the side. 15 plus 15. What is 15 plus 15? What's 5 plus 5?
10.
I have to regroup. What's 1 plus 1 plus 1?
3.
Okay, so it's a total of 30, right? So I want you to add those two, and then you'll add these two, then these two, these two, and these two. Okay? What you got for your products here, now add those together and write that answer just off to the side of them. It's going to help you with the next step of what we're going to do. Okay, some people are ready for this. If you're still working on this over here, that's fine. I need you to take a mental break for just a minute, set your pencils down. And now what you're gonna do over here is you're gonna find the products for each of these. So 5 times 6, write the product down. This one, what do we need to do here? Haley? Know what you're gonna say when I'm calling you. You have to multiply this one, and then add them together and get your answer there, okay? Same here, multiply, add them, product. Multiply this. Can you use the multiplication chart to help you? Yes, but I wouldn't rely on that because you're gonna have to just learn these facts. All right, so go ahead and find all of the products here right now. Finish this up if you need to, but then find all of those products as well. Okay, people are getting closer to finishing this if you're not already. Now, what you need to do. Remember when we added these together? Whoopsies. Okay, remember when we added these together over here and we found the total of the two added together? You're gonna draw a line from the problem on the right that matches the problem on the left. Okay, so 5 times 6 is the same as which one over here? Draw a line to it. Then find 9 times 5 plus 9 times 1. Draw a line to the same problem on the right. 7 times 6 is the same as which one over on the right side? doing that with all of those. Look carefully at how numbers are broken apart compared to how they are, you know, on the other side too. Look at which number they are breaking apart. Okay, one more thing at the bottom of that page. It says Taekwon draws 3 ants. Each ant has 6 legs. How many ant legs did Taekwon draw? You can solve this however you need to solve this to end up with the answer. So show me however you need to show me to help you get to that final answer. Taekwon draws 3 ants. Each ant has 6 legs. How many ant legs did Taekwon draw? Show all your work that you need to. Once you've shown your work, make sure you put your answer down in here because I'll be looking at that.
Can I go to the bathroom real quick?
Once you are finished with that, just carefully tear that off of your packet. If it tears the corner off, that's fine. And then put your name on the side with the goldfish. Because I'm going to grade those. And I'll pick those, well, you can put them in the basket there. No, we're not putting this away yet. looking at page 149, this is just kind of a review of everything that we have. Why is that not moving? Let me go back here. It's just a review of everything we've been talking about so far in these few pages that we've done. Oh, because I need to open up a different one. Give me just a moment, please. There we go. Oh, now I'm logged out. Sorry, friends. Okay, now it's the right one. Okay, so we have several minutes until lunchtime. And what I'm going to have you do is you're going to work on as much of 149 and 150 as you can with a partner. Okay, but since we have such a small group, we'll have one group of 3 and a group of 2. All right, so you're going to work with a partner to complete. Make sure you read through the example. All right, that gives you important information. It kind of puts that back in your mind about what you need to remember to do for each of those. So you're going to read through the example, and then the apply it is just you working through these problems. So we'll for sure get, I think we should be able to get 1, 2, and 3 done today before we have to go to lunch. Okay, our goal is to get the 3 on pages 149 and 150 completed before lunchtime. All right, as you and your partner are working through those, talk about how to solve it. Should one person do all the work?
No.
No, if that one person's going to do all the work, they're just going to end up back at their seat doing the work on their own. Okay? All right. I will partner you up. Make sure that you're keeping your distance as you work together.